Monday, a new week. Not gonna be too much clips today because I gotta finish up last week's video. Get as much as the important stuff as I possibly can. So I'm waiting for, this is PM session, by the way. I had to take a nap during AM session. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. But yeah, AM session, had to take a nap. I didn't miss anything anyways. My setup wasn't even present, so I don't care. But we're trading PM session now, and there's a low here that looks like it's about to break structure. Tape, I'm not gonna lie, is looking shit. And be honest, I don't think I'm gonna end up taking a trade, but if I do, I'll pull the camera back up and talk about what I'm seeing and what I'm looking at, why I took the trade, and everything else. You guys already know how this works. So I have a lot of work to do. I can't just sit here and look at charts and look at tape. Kind of just have an idea of what I'm waiting for. I set my alert. I'm off the chart. I'm gonna put the screenshot right here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, back to work.
10 hours later.
Dude, I'm so pissed at myself. This is my fault. 100,000%, bro, because last week I was supposed to record my clips, end of day, 1 hour of editing. I didn't do that 1 hour of editing. Guess what? Now I've sat here at this desk for at least 10 hours straight, just editing, bro. This will not happen again. Because of this, I'm not gonna be able to work out. I'm not gonna be able to study. There's a lot of things that are just gonna get an X on it because I just don't have time, bro. And this video needs to go out today. This is the most important thing. I'm referencing week 2 video, not week 3 video. If you haven't already, go and watch this video, yeah? I put a lot of effort into it. Same as this. So make sure you finish this one first, and then you can go and check this one out. And then you can check out the rest of my channel, because this guy's cool. Back to the vlog. And this video needs to go out today. This is the most important thing on my list. So this is why this has been prioritized for 10 hours straight. But this will never happen again. I promise you this will never happen again. This is ridiculous, bro. Ridiculous, dog. But right now I'm gonna go Walgreens. I need water, I need protein, I need food. Yeah, I'm just gonna go do all that stuff. Well, this video exports, it's already done, it's edited. I just need to normalize the audio and whatever. You guys don't need to know the behind the scenes of that. That's on Instagram. So if you want the behind the scenes, go on Instagram and follow me, my friend. It's all on there. The reason I'm Xing shit out and not pushing through it is because I need fucking sleep, dude. I'm on another like 4 or 5 hours of sleep and just, bro, I can't do this, dog. It's too much. I need sleep. I need food, dude. I'm not gonna push myself through a workout. Maybe. I'm saying this now, but later, if I get a surge of energy later, then I'm more than likely gonna end up doing a few. But I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see, man. I need protein bars. I need water, dude. I'm out of water. I've been out of water. I haven't gone anywhere. I haven't left the room, bro.
I'm Batman.
Protein secured. Video is exported. Agua is secured, my friend. Let's go. So I realized for week 2, the last video that I posted, I said I was gonna put the notepad and all of my tasks and everything and all my check marks. I didn't do it. I forgot. I've been really stressed out trying to get that video just completed by deadline today, which was Monday. And so I just forgot to add that in. But what I'm gonna do instead of just keeping it till the end of the video is just by the end of each day, I'm gonna overview every day, and then we'll just add the notepad there. So that way it's just, you know, it kind of completes the day. So I'm gonna add that screenshot right here. I'm gonna make sure I take that picture and I'm gonna make sure it gets into the editing. But yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow morning. So right now it is 9:03. I just got out of work. First thing I looked at was news to determine if I should stay away till a certain time. And there's 10 a.m. very volatile, high impact news. So we have a high impact and a medium impact. 3 of these at 10 a.m. and that's some scary shit. So I'm gonna stay out of the market 15 minutes prior to 10 a.m. as well as 15 minutes after 10 a.m. No trading between that because price is gonna be super duper volatile. And so I gotta stay out of that because there's a lot of uncertainty and volatility, and because of that I'm not trusting my setup between that time zone. But if I find a setup now, I'll consider taking it, and then I'll make sure I'm out of the market before 10 a.m. 15 minutes before 10 a.m. I can either close or take partials or just make sure that I don't have a lot of risk on, but that's still super risky because you can get heavy slippage with that, and then your stop can just get ridiculously just ran through. So that's why it's still sketchy even then. I haven't looked at the charts or the tape yet, so I'm gonna look at charts and tape, see if I can find a setup, and then I'll pick the camera back up. So there is is a setup that I was considering for a bearish. If you look, there's a market structure shift, fair value gap right here, and then we tapped into it, and I'm expecting to come back down. There's also the sweep here that I forgot to mention. So sweep, shift of structure, fair value gap, and then downside aim and target for this. But the problem with this is if we go on tape, the IV is relatively flat, not giving me any confidence in this trade whatsoever. And so because of this, I'm not going to take the trade. If I see anything new, I'll pick up the camera, of course. But this right here is my no trade zone. So this is what I was talking about earlier. This is basically, we have 10 a.m. right here in the middle. So the orange line is 10 a.m. Orange to gray is 15 minutes. So this line to this line is 15 minutes. This line to this line is 15 minutes. There's no trading between this window. And that's simply because, like I said, the news events. So we're not touching the charts on that window. We can watch it, of course, but we're not trading it. The IV is still looking flat, and I don't like that. I really don't like that. But I'll keep analyzing and see what I can find, if I can find anything. I'm not gonna force anything, of course. So I took a trade, one contract. I'm targeting 1R because remember, I don't want to be in the market for too long, especially with this coming up. Still flat IV, but I have enough confidence to take this trade. Risking 300, so just one contract. But to be honest with you, if we close a candle above this low here, then I am 90% going to exit before this stop, just because if we disrespect this low, then it just contradicts the trade in general. But the reason I mainly took this trade is because the 3-minute just looks clean. It looks really clean. So we have a market structure shift after the sweep with the gap and then the touch on this gap here. And I think we have enough energy to touch this 1R target, because in literally a minute we have like a low impact news. And the IV, yes, it's flat, but it's still to the downside here. Also, I didn't notice anything significant on OI or volume, besides the fact that there's a lot of volume here and not enough open interest, but that's besides the point. Did we just take that low out? Yeah, we did. Well, pick the camera if we close above that. Literally as soon as I put the camera down, it whipped into my stop loss, and I fucking placed an accidental order, bro. I only lost like 100 on that, but I placed an accidental order and that pissed me off, dog. But small loss, like 400 loss. I'm not touching the charts until after 10:15. I'm out. So that counts as one trade because it was the same thing and one wasn't accidental. That's crazy. I should have honestly closed as soon as we wicked this, but whatever, bro. Yeah, I guess after 10:15, I'll wait and see if there's a setup. If there is a clean setup, I need the cleanest setup I can ever get, bro, for me to actually take it. And then when I do take it, I'll risk, like, I can honestly risk whatever, but because of this loss and that stupid mistake, I'm going to make sure I don't risk more than like 200. So more than likely, I'm gonna have to be on micros and trade like 5 contracts. That sucks, bro. It is what it is. In hindsight, I'm staying the fuck away from any news events. With tight spread, I can't do news events. Or not tight spread. With tight stop losses, like the ones that I use, I gotta stay away from news events regardless, especially with flat IV, because it's just unpredictable. It's too unpredictable. So that's a lesson learned right there. So we're past the no trade zone. I haven't looked at the charts yet. I literally just opened it up. I was busy with other work. I'm gonna see if I find a setup. If there is a setup, if there's no setup, just leave it at that. So there is a setup here. There's a sweep of liquidity here, and then I think this is called power of 3. I don't quite remember, but you can see the lows are slowly rising up on an incline here. And so that essentially means, and they're all long wicks, so they all took liquidity, and that's essentially what that means. Unfortunately, I couldn't get a really good entry on this because I was on the minis instead of micros, and I was setting up the trade here, and I realized I couldn't risk that much. Like the stop was too wide for one contract, so I had to pull up the micro, and I kind of messed up my entry. I would have got in like around here, and that would have been fantastic, but it's whatever. Risking around like $202 on this, which I'm perfectly fine with losing. We lose that and the account will just drop a little bit, but I'm targeting a 1R, and then from there I will likely reduce risk and see if I want to take a bigger profit from that. Yeah, there is no news events coming up, so I'm safe on that. IV is relatively flat, which is making me a little iffy. The volume is higher than OI, like the volume to OI ratio, but we have decent OI at 22,350, which is close to that target profit. I'll check back in once we hit take profit or stop loss. Forgot to mention, the stop loss is strategically placed underneath the low that completely filled this fair value gap here. So this low filled this gap, and that made me super confident, as well as we're on the 5-minute, not the 1-minute or 3-minute, which makes me even more confident. We're gonna see how this turns out though. And because I have 5 contracts on here, I'll likely just end up taking partials around 1R and then letting letting it hold out and see what else we can squeeze out of it. So I had to go back into my notes because I knew I butchered the name of this. It's not power of 3. Power 3 is completely different. Power 3 is accumulation, distribution, manipulation, accumulation, whatever. I forgot the order of it. But this is called the 3 drive pattern, not a power of 3. This is a 3 drive. Also, I marked out this order block here, the median of that. If a candle closes below it, I'm out, because that's a complete disrespect. And I'm looking, candle's gonna close in a minute. So if it closes below that median, I'm out regardless of where my stop is at, because that just contradicts the trade in general. So we didn't close below it. I also marked out this here. That is a 3-minute high probability order block zone, and the reason it's high probability is because this is where we shifted structure and had that displacement. And so if we take the order block from here closest to this, I kind of just took the high from here and the high from here because they're kind of both super duper close. And so I took the relative zone, or the relative area, for the order blocks close to this high. And so this is where I think I'm gonna move my stop, because this zone should be high probability and should hold. So I'm gonna move my stop like around, like right there. And this reduces risk, and overall it just makes it very easy on the mental while you're in a trade, because I'm already not risking a lot, and just reducing it further is better for the psychology of the trade. And you can also see this level that I marked out, the 5-minute order block, was respected, and the candle didn't close above it, and now it's rejecting, and that's exactly what I want to see right there. We're gonna go ahead and modify this stop, and this trade is performing well. The objective here is just to make back a little bit of the profits we lost from earlier's trade. You see it spiked, so that you can see how it kind of just like glitched above this area. That means we just swept, and it's either gonna keep going and run on liquidity, or it's just gonna reject. And I'm gonna determine whether I'm gonna close here or continue holding out. Because I know we just swept, I'm watching the lower time frame, the 1 minute, to see if we get anything that kind of gives signals that we're going to reverse before I end up closing, because I want to squeeze as much profit as I can out of this without being too greedy. What I'm watching for is long wicks, so like that. But a long wick can happen so long as the next candle fills it, and that candle just filled it. So I'm watching long wicks that don't get filled. Also, disrespect of any PD arrays, so like these gaps here, if they get disrespected, the median of those gaps, then I'll consider closing. I want to take a partial, but I kind of don't. I'm gonna hold out. Worst case scenario, we lose like $100. So I'm confident in this. I'm confident. Like, I'm genuinely confident. I just want to get back what we lost this morning, and you guys will see if I'm being greedy later on and end up losing all of this profit. But the trade isn't closed yet, so technically I haven't lost anything. I'm going to continue trailing my stop and just make sure that I reduce risk as much as possible. So the next likely area that should not get touched is this low right here. This low price should not come below this low. If it does, trade is invalid. So we're going to modify the stop. Boom. So we just moved it from here to here, and that's the next zone. That's the next zone that is safe. This is the 3-minute, and you can see that structure is holding, and we're continuing to displace while breaking structure towards the upside. And that's a very, very positive sign that we are likely to run on price. So my max hold zone is 350, around 350, and this high right here, because this is where there is that high OI on the tape. So like I said, this drawdown, it bothers me, right? Because we lost this morning, and I'm more, I guess we can say, attached to this trade than usual, because I really want to make back those profits, but I'm trying my hardest not to let my emotions get the best of me. So this drawdown did kind of get to me a little bit. And the reason I'm saying these things is because I'm just recapping, and basically these videos are like my trade journal, right? So I watch these videos back and I look at how I performed. And so me recapping on this trade, technically as well as psychologically, is going to improve my trading in the long run. And that's really what I'm here to do. But this drawdown did affect me a little bit. What I'm watching for is a close below this median of this fair value gap on the 1-minute chart. And if we get a close below this, then I am going to consider closing the trade. Scratch the 1 minute. I had it on the 3-minute gap, not the 1 minute. So the 3-minute gap here, which is this candle's about to close in a couple seconds. So if this median gets disrespected on 3-minute candle gap, then I'll consider closing, not the 1 minute, the 3-minute. And it's closing here, but we can still get another candle that comes below that, and then we'll see. In hindsight, this morning, if I didn't take that stupid trade and make those stupid mistakes, this trade would have been full risk, and this trade would have been close, because my usual target is 1R. I don't like chasing high targets, because the higher the target you chase, the lower probabilities of that trade winning, so the lower your win percentage, and I don't like that. I like seeing low-hanging fruits, so like 1R is like my go-to since starting this challenge, because I like to see a lot more wins rather than loses. It's just easier on the psychology. That's scary. But the candle doesn't close until minute 30, so we're gonna see. Worst case scenario, I end up losing like, what, $50? So I gotta keep that in mind. The worst case scenario is losing $50, which is not a lot. And so because of that, I'm gonna hold out for the max that I can. And that's kind of helping me to hold out on this trade no matter the drawdown that I get. But remember, I will consider closing if we get a candle close below this median, because that would show disrespect of the displacement right after the market structure shift. So we gotta close beneath that gap median. There's a high probability order block right here, and that's what I have the new median at. If price rejects off of this order block and goes right up on this next candle, I'll continue holding. If price doesn't and it kind of lingers around this area here, then I'm going to close. Reaction I wanted to see, this rejection of that. So we came below where I said yes, if we close then I'll consider closing, but I had a backup plan on that, which was this order block here, and we're getting the exact kind of reaction that I wanted out of that. And of course the trade is not over yet, so we're not going to get too emotional here, but this is the reaction that I wanted to see, and this is a nice full candle as well. So that is the type of drawdown that I like to see. This is 3 minute. I looked at the 5 minute, and this is also another order block here, which gives me a little bit more confidence. On the 15 minute, I mean, there's not much to see besides the immediate rebalance. So the rebalance is we failed to create a gap, but we touched this wick here. Because of that, there is likely to be a strong reaction to the upside. That would likely be a longer wick. The reason this happens is because price doesn't want to gap and come back down to give fair value. So that is something that I'm taking into consideration as well. So if this closes with a long wick on the downside in the next 5 minutes on this 15-minute candle, then I'll be happy to stay in the trade until 350. I'm talking fast because I'm stressed, and you can tell, but like I said, this is my journal, right? So I'm recording and I'm talking and I'm documenting everything because this is my journal. I don't physically write anything down. I take videos and I speak psychology and game plan. That's it. That's why I'm recording this, brother. Also, you can learn from my experiences, right? So you can learn from the way I'm trading. You can learn from the way that I'm managing my emotion, the way that I'm managing my risk. You can learn from all this as well. It's not just for me. But this long wick right here is exactly what I wanted to see. And this is on the 5 minute. This gives me a little bit more confidence. Remember, the stop, there's little to no risk on this trade. Stop loss hit exactly where I said it would. You know what? I'm done. I'm done for the day. In hindsight, conditions, garbage, complete garbage. Both times that I got stopped out of the market today were explosive candles. And I don't know what caused that explosion just there, but it was just a quick lag in price and then explosion to stop. And I'm not saying any blame or anything, but I'm saying that's just the conditions, right? So if we look to see what type of conditions we're in, what is there, brother? Long wicks, and that's exactly what's stopping me out of the market. And so it's not that I'm using tight stops, it's that these conditions are not meant for me. And so understanding that, I'm done for the day. To sum up what's causing these long wicks, I want to say it's the red folder, but we're well past the red folder, so it could just be conditions in general. Now, yes, if I were to keep my stop where it was down here initially, look, I would have still been in the trade and I would have been perfectly fine. So in hindsight, I guess with long wicks, I cannot tighten my stop whatsoever. So next time, motherfucker, you see a long wick, do not tighten that stop. Leave it right where it's at and just take a partial. And that's exactly what I'll do, because this trade would have been perfectly fine as it is with that long wick. Still would have been tough conditions to be in, but that right there is what stopped me out, and it held that level there, and that level was that high probability order block where we had the initial market structure shift on the 3 minute. No big deal, because like I said, when I was tightening my stop, that was like a $50 loss. I'm just disappointed that I didn't analyze the conditions properly enough, and I kept tightening my stop because I was letting emotions get to me. Now, I didn't let them get to me to the point where I was hovering over the close button ready to close. No, I was just trying my best to reduce risk, which isn't wrong, but it is what caused the close of the trade, which is probably best because maybe I shouldn't be in the trade anyways right now. No big deal. Today we are down, I'm not exactly sure, I think like 400, 500, something like that, which is about 1%, which is not a lot, right? When you put that into perspective, it's not a lot. But yeah, bro, sucks. It happens though, it happens. This is trading, this is the game, dude. This is the game. There's wins and there's losses. That sucks, dude. I cannot see that. I gotta close this, because seeing this, that you just got stopped out by a long wick and then it goes in your direction, that fucks with your psychology, bro. And that right there is the reason I'm closing the chart for the rest of the day. Maybe if PM conditions are better than that, then I'll consider taking a PM setup, but it has to be my setup to a T. It has to be the setup to a T, which it always is, but I have to make sure that I'm really paying attention to the market conditions and actually adapting rather than reducing risk to better my psychology. Even though it worked, right, and I didn't lose much, I could have still been in the trade right now. But coulda, shoulda, woulda, who gives a fuck? Just do your thing, brother. Let's go. I am a perfectionist in any craft that I do, and editing is one of those crafts. And I've worked on this video for a very long time. This is a big project for me. It just has a lot of clips and a lot of cuts, over 3,000. And so the reason I brought up me being a perfectionist is because the audio, dude, I know it's not mixed properly, and this mic is different quality than the rest of the clips in this video because it's filmed with either the front of my phone camera or the back of my phone camera, and it just makes it weird, just weird in general. I tried editing the audio myself, but it took a very long time and it still didn't end up working, so I just wasted at least an hour or 2 hours trying to fix audio, and then I ended up deleting the audio that I fixed, and I'm just gonna go with the normal, because I don't have time to be a perfectionist right now. I'm on a deadline and I hold strict to my word. Enjoy the video with the audio being shit. It's shit to me because I'm a perfectionist. I'm about to get into a study block, but I just want to emphasize really quick, if you're not following me on Instagram, go over to my Instagram and check it out, and you'll see a full behind the scenes of everything that I do, and even more content over there than I actually post on YouTube. For example, I just posted a short on Instagram, and you're not going to be able to see it if you're not on Instagram, motherfucker. So go on Instagram and check it out, dog. Instagram mainly gets the clips where I do skills and stuff, handstands, levers, etc. Kind of just for daily uploads and to keep me active while I'm working on the weekly videos, long form content. For example, on Instagram I just posted me doing a back lever. You missed out on it, motherfucker, but guess what, I'm gonna do another back lever because I haven't trained that today and I want to, so it's gonna go on YouTube. If you want to see more, go on Instagram, bro. If there are any editors out there that want to steal my money, I will more than gladly hire you. Text me, please. Or if any of you nerds in the comment section have any tips for me to keep my audio nice and clean and consistent throughout while recording my clips, that would be nice. I would love to hear from you nerds. I'm also a nerd, so I'm allowed to call you guys nerds. Don't take it personal. That was better. So to summarize the day, trading wise, poor performance. It's fine, right? Account's not blown. We survived to trade another day, but performance, poor. Bound to happen. That's how trading works. Checklist wise, ain't a single X on there, and I'm about to study right now. I'm not gonna record studies because for this study block, what I'm gonna do is just read for 90 minutes until I go to bed. And what I'm gonna be reading is actually not 6MX, but a new book that I cannot seem to find. Shit. Oh, it's up there. The Ellipse Manual. This is the more advanced version of Body Language by Mark Hughes. Chase Hughes. I keep saying Mark Hughes. It's Chase Hughes. Come on, bruh. Chase Hughes. So, if you don't already know, and you're new to the channel, or this is your first time seeing me, I've read this book 2 times. I'm deep studying it and downloading the information on this book into my brain so I can understand and comprehend body language, understanding communication, and knowing how to read the truth behind the words that people talk, the truth behind the words in conversation. That's what this book is basically about. This is like, I want to say not beginners, but like basic, right? So this is like basic understanding. This is more advanced, so it kind of just goes more in depth on even more body language and a lot more juicy stuff. We're using this book to be the best that we can communicatively and the way we talk to other people, so we could just build that charismatic and just level up our character in as much avenues as we possibly can. So this channel is not just about trading. It's not just about getting shredded. It's not just about those things. It's about more. It's just about leveling up your character and developing your character. And to do that, you need to have knowledge. You need to work on your finances. You need to work on your mental stability, your emotional control, your discipline, everything, bro, everything. And communication is one of those things. And for me to understand this book as well as the 6MX will just make me a master in communication and give me a charismatic presence with any human being that I encounter on this planet, bro, while I'm here. And I say it like that because we're not here forever, bro. We're not here forever. Time is so short and precious, right? How do you use your time? Are you leveling up your character? And one thing I also want to emphasize on, you can't just read the book. You need action as well. Go out there, use the techniques within the book. I do it every single day. You encounter other human beings every single day. Don't be a rat in your mom's basement. I just thought about something, bro. I put algo trading to the side, okay? I put algo trading to the side. I love algo trading. It's printing money, right? Today was a poor trading day. It reminded me of how much emotional attachment can be. It didn't fuck up my day at all, but it just reminded me of how difficult it is to control your emotions on the chart. Not that it affected me at all, it didn't, but my performance was the same throughout, but it's still in here, right? I lost because I was wrong. I lost because I failed to analyze properly and make a good decision. I thought about something though. I stopped algo trading because I didn't have the capital for testing a demo account. And when I say that, it's because I'm thinking of, I need to run my bots 24/7, every hour of every single day. And for that, I need servers that would allow that to happen. And I can turn off my PC and the bots would run on their own on a separate server. If we look on my whiteboard, I have Top Step here, Funder Pro for algos. It's a different funding platform, a different prop firm. Servers are $100 a month. I don't really work much. I work 4 hours for like 5 days a week. It's not a lot of hours, bro. And with the current bills that I currently have, $100 a month is a lot, right? Especially when you're trying to get a gallon of water every single day and like almost 200 grams of protein every single day. Like on top of every other bill, it's tough. But for testing purposes, I thought about this. What if I, instead of trying to run a bot 24/7, 7 days a week, I can run a bot for just the AM session and just the PM session. That way, instead of me sitting here manually trading, which I can still do with tape, I can sit here, get my bots ready, turn them on for the AM session. While I'm manually trading, I can test bots that were designed for the AM session. This clicked while I was downstairs getting water. I was about to go to sleep. I was about to study, read in bed. But this clicked. I don't have bots designed for AM sessions specifically or PM sessions specifically, and this would have to be on the 5-minute or the 15-minute time frame. Anything lower than the 5-minute is too risky. That's where you get into HTF or HFT, high frequency trading. I think 5-minute is already high frequency trading. It's scalping, bro. It's really small time frame for algos, for automated trading strategies. But this means that I have to get back into back testing and I have to develop strategies that are specifically for the 5-minute or 15-minute, maybe 10-minute chart, and design those specifically for AM session and PM session. And then while I sit at my desk and manually trade with tape, my personal price action on a Top Step funded challenge, whether I lose or win, it doesn't matter, because I'll have algos that are performing right alongside me. So it's like I'm the leader of the pack and I have my army right behind me, also putting in work. I'm gonna write this down on a sticky note and I'm gonna get to work on this tomorrow. This is huge. This is huge, bro. This is huge because I don't have to run the bots 24/7. I can just turn them on when I'm at my desk. My computer's already gonna be on. I can just turn on the bots that are designed for AM session. I just now have to develop new strategies, which shouldn't be too hard. It shouldn't be too hard. I already have a process. I already have checklists. I already have everything, bro. It's easy. I just gotta get back into it because I'm rusty, but it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. It's a lot of work ahead of me. I'm excited. I'm gonna write this down right now. I'm actually, you know what? To make sure I don't forget to write this down, you guys are gonna hold me accountable. Write it down on a sticky note. Nah, if I write it down on a sticky note, it's not as important. If I write it down on the notepad, it's super important. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip to Wednesday and write this down, bro. This is huge, bro. This is huge. I don't know why I haven't thought about this before. Simply just design algos for AM and PM while I manually trade. Turn them on and turn them off when you're at the desk. Simple as that, bro. Why haven't you thought about this, motherfucker? Come on, man. This is huge. Because I can get to testing. The sooner I get to testing live, the sooner I can get to just printing money with multiple bots, bro. My army, bro. My army, bro. Me leading the pack and manually trading, and then my army's trading right next to me, dude. Who else is doing it like this and putting it on YouTube? No one. No one. And now you guys are going to see my full dev process. So the videos are going to get longer because now I'm going to really, really put in the work
It's not gonna be time lapse. I'm gonna show you guys everything. Stay tuned, man. Stay tuned.
That lighting is shit. I just got back home from work. It's like 8:14-ish. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to fit back testing, because now I have back testing to do. I'm not sure how I'm gonna fit that into the schedule, like the normal routine, but I'm gonna have to sacrifice some things. I don't want to sacrifice the top step challenge because I'm really in that. I'm really trading that, and I really want to. So that's not one thing that I want to sacrifice, but I'm not sure yet, man. I'm gonna have to figure this out. I'm not sacrificing training, of course. As of right now, I can't train until I get my water and my protein from Walmart. I have an order coming around 1 or 2, so that's gonna be that. And then yeah, dude, so we'll probably train after PM session. That's the plan. But I really gotta figure out how I'm gonna back test, when I'm gonna back test, because now I have strategies to develop. I have to find more strategies that are designed for just AM and PM session, and it's gonna be fun. But yeah, dude, I have a lot of thinking to do. This is something that I'm actually gonna do. So I'm thinking we're focusing on sessions now. Maybe we can dial it down and focus on one asset at a time. So like NASDAQ or Bitcoin. No, I can't do Bitcoin actually, because AM PM session wouldn't really work with Bitcoin. I don't think it would. NASDAQ or SPY. NASDAQ or SPY. Those are going to be the main focus. So NASDAQ or SPY are the assets. And then we're going to do AM and PM session, of course. That's it, because those are the sessions that I'm actively at my desk. I would do London or Asia as well, but I'm not going to be at my desk and active trading. So why would I activate my bots? It's just going to be more of a hassle. I need around 5 successful backtests to launch live. No, I don't, bro. No, I don't. As soon as I find one, I can launch it live and test it, because I'm already at the desk. It might be harder to keep track of the data if I run them randomly. Yeah, running them randomly would be harder to track the statistics of how each bot performs. So what I'll do is batch test in 5, batch test in 5, batch test in 3. We're gonna batch test in 3. So once I find 3 winning back tests, 3 winning strategies, whatever you want to call it, bro, we're gonna batch test in 3, launch live, demo account first. Demo account for like 2 weeks to a month. And once the live results match up with the back test results, I can throw in real money. And the real money would be a small scale, so like $50 maybe. $50 per bot, and I can just let that compound over time. Or I can throw it into a Funder Pro challenge and run like 5 bots on there. Funder Pro challenge might be better. I'm just brainstorming right now, but I still have to figure out how I'm gonna fit the back testing window within my current daily routine, so I'm gonna hop on that right now. AM session isn't for like another hour. I don't want to train because I have no water, I have no protein bars, I'm fasted, bro. I just came out of work. I'm tired of shit, dude. I'm tired of shit. I want to take a nap, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm gonna figure out the schedule, then I'm gonna take a nap. I don't know why I'm telling you guys this. I just be ranting, dog. So I'm pretty much out of creatine, bro. There's like nothing left. That's probably good for a day or 2. I was looking at pre-workout, dude, and it's all like just, I don't like the fact that it's not naturally flavored, and I'm pretty sure there's probably dyes in it too, so I'm trying to stay away from that stuff. So I'm making my own pre. We got new creatine tub because I need it, and that's probably the most important. Caffeine powder, Himalayan salt for electrolytes. I already do this. I just use I have a little bit of Himalayan salt left, and I'm running out. And this is fine grain, and then lemon powder. And this is gonna be my pre, bro. It's coming in tomorrow, so I'll give you guys an update on that for sure. All right, so I kind of had the chart marked up a little bit already. I was late to 9:30. I wasn't late, I was just on time, which is late because the market had already started the explosion. I'm not fiending right now for anything, so I'm just marking out things that are sticking out to me on the tape. So in this trade, you can see in the time lapse that not only am I trading, but I'm also working on dev work, and the dev work I'm working on is the tool set for the options data that I was talking about. I had just gotten my API. I'm not sure if I already explained that prior to this time lapse or if I explained that later on, but I got the API working and the tool set working, and that's what I'm working on in here. You can see that I multitask, right? So as I'm trading and waiting for my setups, and I'm waiting for my trade to either hit my take profit or hit my stop loss, that I am also doing dev work and I'm keeping myself busy, right? There's no dead space. There is no dead space in my work. There's never dead space. If you have dead space in your work, then you're wasting time. Like I used to be, for example, while waiting for trading setups, I would take a nap, and then I would just, completely mess up my trading, or I would be playing a video game and that would also mess up the trading, or walk away from the chart. It's okay to walk away from time to time and just let your trade play out, but you can't walk away all the time and just, not care, right? You have to have some type of intention. You have to want to be there. But I'm just saying all of this to kind of give you a preview of the 4-hour raw videos that I want to be uploading. They would be just like this, but not time-lapsed. It would be me trading alongside doing dev work and other important work. I would never show editing because this stuff is boring. Working on the options data, like the tool set for reading the options data, and I want to get back to back testing as soon as possible. So I'm gonna shift gears from the options tool set to back testing. I said earlier I wouldn't give away my edge, but things like the tool set, I'll give that away. Things like my strategies, I'm not giving that away, right? Because strategies are my edge. But the tool set, I don't know why I was thinking of the tool set as like a strategy edge. It's not, bro. It's literally just visualizing data that everyone has access to. So it's literally just a tool. It's not really like edge, you know what I mean? So edge is strategies that I develop, and that's what I won't give away, like, at all, bro. That's mine's, bro. But I will show you guys how I create and find that edge, and then I'll show you guys how my edge performs so you can get an idea of what it takes. I was gonna skip my workout today because I feel like shit, bro. I got no sleep. I got no water, bro. Like, I already drank my 3 liters of water at work, and then after that I drank another 2 liters of water. I don't know why my body just keeps wanting more and more water. Could be the creatine. It's definitely the creatine, but I keep drinking all my fucking water, dude. Like, I'd be really thirsty, dog. Like, just super thirsty. Yeah, so I wasn't gonna work out, bro, but I have to work out, bro. It's not even a task at this point. It's like literally like it's like a staple, bro. It's like, how do I put this? It's an anchor, bro. Working out is like an anchor, dog. It anchors me back to my true self, bro. That's how it feels, bro. Because working out, I mean, there's no other feeling like it. You work out, you get the pump, you check yourself in the mirror, you get the best feeling in the world. You get a sweat dripping down your face, and it's just like, you know, it's like, if you know, you know. It's one of those things, bro. Like, I have to work out. I can't skip working out, bro. So I'm gonna work out. I'm just thinking about what I'm gonna train, but honestly, I'm just gonna randomly train whatever the fuck I want. I have to hit legs. I haven't hit legs in like a day or two. I have to hit legs. We're just gonna do full body, the normal full body, bro. Before I get into working out, I want to train calisthenic skills. So like handstand, planche progressions, front lever, and back lever. I have to train those because I haven't really been training skills that much. So I'm gonna put, I don't know, bro. I have to do it before I'm fatigued from the workout. So that first, maybe for like 10 minutes, I'll train each skill. Yeah, we'll do like 10 to 20 handstands. I don't have to break it down to you guys. I'm gonna time lapse it anyways. It's not like, you know, but let's get into the skills and then I'll get into the real workout. Beautiful. Come on, brother. Stopwatch is already going. I gotta restart it because I was talking. Come on, brother. Lime green too? Lime green, bro. Look at that thing. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god. The downshift, bro? Come on, dude. Alright, I'm gonna get into a workout. I can't just sit here and look at Porsches all day. Wait, this isn't a time lapse. Oops. Hopefully YouTube doesn't lose their balls over that 3-second clip. And I'm not knocking YouTube. Obviously copyright is real. It's important, right? But why can't I just play the music I want to play on my video? Unfortunately, I realize that there is more working out clips that I just have to ramble over because I'm not going to bother to find a clip of, you know, just some shitty music. I have to scroll through so much music that is just so garbage, and then to find a song that's just mid just to put on a video. And I pay for a subscription as well, and it's still trash. Like, imagine paying for something that's garbage and it barely helps you. I'd much rather just ramble over me working out and just, you know, talk my ass off than just play some shitty music that nobody likes. I could put lo-fi, but then it just brings the vibe down, you know? Anyways, you can see me doing this back lever here. I look pretty fucking shredded, don't I? This is probably one of the workouts where I just sweat the most. Like, I was sweating OD, like crazy, dripping, dog. And I had the AC on at one point, and then I turned it off, and I was still sweating this much. It's insane, bro. This is because of Himalayan salts in my water. Don't knock it till you try it. I was slipping, bro. Sweat. There's no grip. It's too much sweat.
Pump. Dude, I'm dripping, dog. I'm dripping. No Diddy. Come on, guys. What are we, children? Come on, dude. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. This is the best feeling in the world. Best feeling in the world. Nothing can top this. No amount of money can top this. No amount of money can top this. I need to get better at the vacuum. The vacuum suck with the abs. I suck at that. I suck. I need a shower, bro. If you're not working out, go do some fucking push-ups, bro. Go do some fucking push-ups. If you can't do a pull-up, go find a pull-up bar and go do some fucking pull-ups, bro. It'll change your life. So it just hit me. Remember, I just recently started to do dev work again and develop algos and find new automated strategies specifically for AM and PM. If you're not tuned in, you are tuned in, motherfucker. These are weekly videos, not daily videos, bro. Come on, get it together, dog.
So I may have had too much melatonin gummies. Yeah, they were good, bro. They were good. I felt great, you know? Helps me sleep. I'm thinking about doing live streams, daily live streams of the dev process, but I can't show you guys my edge. Like I said earlier, I can't show you my strategies, but I can show you how I develop and all the stats and stuff. Because I have 2 screens, I can do the work upstairs. I can do the work on this screen, like dev work that has to do with my strategies, and then live stream down here with the main monitor. This main monitor would only show code and visualizations that don't have to do or give away my strategy, because that's my edge. But it still gives you guys a glimpse into my process, so you can use my tools and do the same thing for yourself. In the future, I am thinking of starting a beginner course from literally ground zero to where I'm currently at, and so on. From simple coding to backtesting and developing new strategies, and then launching those strategies, and then how you monitor and do your upkeep for that strategy. Right now I'm just cleaning my disk space because it's filled with a bunch of junk, and there's loopholes where I can't delete certain apps, and it's getting to my head. Because I'm gonna show you. Why is the fucking flash on? Hold on, dude. All right, so for example, take 3, Dropbox. I can't, wait, is this already uninstalled? See, watch, I'm gonna uninstall it. Wait a minute. Now it's working, bro. Now it's working. I guess I did something different. That's one second. Wow, that's fantastic. Maybe I should pull up the camera a little bit more so stuff can start working all the time. Anyways, what's the other one? Adobe After Effects, bro. I uninstall. Yes, please. And it asked me, like, I try to uninstall it and it asked me to update, right? Watch what happens when I click update. Anytime. Just slowly climbing. We're not waiting for you to finish. No. Take your time. Take your time. What was that? Oh, it's working too? This is working too. Okay. Focus, please. Focus, brother. Focus, dude. What the hell? No way that just worked. No way did that just work. No, it didn't work. Okay. You know what? The whole point was I would try to uninstall something, but then it would ask me to update the app that was trying to get uninstalled. But for me to actually complete the update on that app, I would need disk space, because my disk is just maxed out and I have no space to update the app. But I can't delete the app without updating the app. It's the weirdest loophole. But it looks like it's working now. That's great. I'll just have the camera on for the rest of everything else that I have to solve all of my problems, because everything's proving to work now. So fantastic. Can I delete you? Okay, why are you bringing me in here? Remove, please. I gotta keep the camera on so everything can work. I don't want to, but you guys are gonna suffer with me. There's no issue with your payment details. Oof. No, I'm not trying to update. I'm trying to delete you. I don't use this anymore, dude. I have to pay to delete it. What kind of torture is this, bro? No way, bro. I have to pay to delete it. Yes, please do your job. Delete it, bro. Motherfucker trying to make me pay. I probably shouldn't be recording this, huh? Because if this video blows up, I guess Adobe would hunt me down, eh? I'm not trying to get fucking kidnapped, dude. You kidnap me for $60, bro. I just want to get rid of the app so I can create some space. I'll find some other stuff to delete. So I'm fresh out of work, and I got the car, right? And I don't need to give up the car right now. So I can go to the park right now and train at the park and bang it out before I even get home. And then when I get home, I can just bang out the rest of my work. Also, at the park, I could do muscle ups. So good for content and training new skills. I want to do some crazy Russian shit, like hanging upside down, doing sit-ups and shit. I've never done it before, but I want to try it. And you guys are gonna see if I fall on my neck or not. Hopefully I don't. Yeah, so I'm gonna go to the park. We're gonna train for like 45 minutes. I don't have my creatine right now. I just have water and my camera, which is all I need. I'll just take creatine when I get back to the crib, but usually I like to take creatine before my workout because it gives me that boost of energy. I don't have salt in my water either, so I won't be sweating as much. But I did just have a prime, so that's like 200 milligrams of caffeine, which is got me wired right now. I've arrived. Let's work. And right now, I like hitting the park in the morning because there's nobody here. Like, there's no kids playing on the fucking pull-up bar. There's no grown-ups trying to get in their 5 pull-ups. And I'm not talking shit, okay? We all start somewhere. Yeah, dude. Let's work. Come on. This is scary as shit. Holy fuck. Feels like I'm gonna slip. I don't think I can do the sit-ups. Sit-ups is weird, bro. I figured the secret to muscle ups. I just gotta get my chest over the bar. I need reps. I can't let go. I don't trust my legs, bro. I let go with one hand, but I'm scared to let go with the other. You may have noticed I shut up for a little while, and that is because I do not have enough words in my bank to just ramble for that long. Okay, dude?
Back to the pull-up, boy. I feel like shit, bro. I need food. I have a shit ton of caffeine in my system. No food. I feel like I just want to drop. Just drop and fall asleep, brother. Camera better stay up. I'm gonna get angry. You guys don't want to see me angry. I need water at least.
Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. What are you doing, bro? Content is only going to get better from here on out.
That was about 20 minutes. 21. We'll count it as 20. I'm gassed, bro. That wasn't even that much activity either. I just need food. Too much caffeine, not enough food. Not enough water either. Water. I'm gonna finish with abs and legs at home. I'll count that as push and pull for today. Who cares, bro? Who cares, dog? Not much of a pump, because I focus more on the skills rather than getting my reps. So there's not much of a pump. I mean, there's still a pump, but not like usual. Usually I go till failure. Yeah, dude, I need a protein bar. I need some eggs. I need some beef, some chicken. I'm tempted to go to Dunkin' and get a sandwich. I'm very tempted. Very, very tempted. But I can't be fat, bro. Then again, dude, I burn like 4,000, 5,000 calories a day. Can you believe that? Like total, including BMR. That's a shit ton, bro. That's a shit ton. That's from working out, BMR. I think it's BMR. And like, just like step count throughout the day. That's ridiculous, dog. And I only eat like close to 3,000, 4,000. So I'm always in a deficit. That's why I'm shredding so fast, bro. All my calories are like protein. 80% to 90% of my calories is protein, bro. I'm just ranting, dog. I'm going to Dunkin'. That was me validating the fact that I can go to Dunkin'. Just so I can tell y'all, like, I burn enough calories to go to Dunkin', okay? I'm gonna get a fucking sandwich, dog, because I'm hungry as fuck. And I'm too lazy to go home and cook right now. I just want to go home, finish abs, finish legs, and then get straight to dev. Bro. I'm excited to start back testing. Yesterday, there wasn't back testing. There was no back testing yesterday. I was working on the options tool set, which, honestly, I think I'm gonna put a pause on, because I'm still waiting on API. I still need API to get that options data so I can test everything. So that's on pause for now, that project. But I can still backtest, and I'm excited because I already have a few strategies in mind. I'm thinking multi-time frame strategies. Because we're doing just AM and PM, I can start with like daily chart 4 hour, and 4 hour for indicators for directional bias, and then I can do like the 5 minute for entry signals, and it'll probably be like the engulfing candlestick or something. Because just trading AM, I have to enter off lower time frame, but if I'm using indicators on lower time frame, it's not as reliable. Whereas if I layer that with multi-time frame, daily and 4 hour, that looks at all of the data rather than just AM, I can get more precise and better entries with higher time frame directional bias. If you don't know anything about trading, I sound like I'm speaking a different language, and I know that because I've been in your shoes. This shit right here, bro, dude, I'm shaking, dog. I'm shaking. 200 milligrams of caffeine, dude. Thank you. You know. I knew it, bro. Fuck Dunkin'. Look what I got. This is a new flavor. I've been looking at this at Walmart, but it's way too expensive over there. This shit was, hold for fucking plain, 2 for $6, bro. 2 for $6. It's a deal, dog. It's a deal. It's alright. A little too sweet. Tastes good, though. I would say top three flavors for sure. First is that chocolate one that I always get. Second, I would say is apple. No, this is top 4. So first place is this one, super cookie. Second place is that blueberry cobbler. I'll put it on screen. Third place for me is the crispy apple, and then this comes in 4th place. This is good, but it's not like schmacking, you know? It's a little too sweet, that caramel. But it tastes good though. It's a new flavor, dude. It's a new fucking flavor. It's different. Fuck Dunkin', dude. I got a crazy deal on these protein bars. Who the fuck needs Dunkin' sandwiches, bro? Who needs that shit? Not me, dude. I need protein. This was way better. Way better money spent. 4 bars last me 1 day. I might have an addiction. Maybe a slight problem. But I'm not dead yet, so it's not like I'm poisoning myself. Maybe. It's good. It's good, dude. You know, I realize I'm giving them free sponsorship. Not that I'm getting crazy views yet, but Eventually, when I pop off, they're getting free sponsorship for me. I mean, TRX. I don't know who owns the company, but if you guys are watching this, I'll promote you. They're not watching it yet. They will soon, though. If you want to send me like free bars, you know, I don't even want the money. Just send me like free bars, dude. If I can get like a lifetime supply of bars for promoting your product, I'll take it. Just make sure you send me the super cookie. I don't like every other flavor. Super cookie's my go-to. It's fantastic, dude. Great product. Great product. I know you're not watching yet, but you will soon. Down to my last scoop, brother. It's alright, because this will be just fine for today. But I have a new one coming in anyways in a few hours, so I'll be just fine. Honestly, with the charts today, my setup already happened. I came a little late to equities open, and I missed the entry, which was around there. It gave like a 1.5R take profit, which I would have took. This is just showing a 2R. For manual trading right now, I want to put a pause until next week. Tomorrow I'll open up the charts very briefly and see if I have anything. Shift focus towards dev work for today. I'll check in with PM session, but I'll just like turn it on, see if I find anything. But I just want to. So, like a goofball, I forgot to record Thursday's trading session, 4 p.m. And I definitely did take a trade because my P&L was negative on the statistics for Top Step dashboard. So I updated the 50K combine up top because that's what it's at, negative 268. I forgot to record the trade, and it is what it is. Back to the video. Backtest and build that options tool set. When I get back into the challenge next week, I'll have that tool set that I can use. Right now, like I said, I'm waiting on the API and I can plug it in and then test it out. And then once it works, I will launch it on GitHub. You guys can have the code. I don't give a shit. And use it however you want, right? It's just a way to visualize the data and make it easier to make decisions when you're trading. Rather than looking at a bunch of numbers on a tape, it's just gonna give me the most important numbers and then give me the confluences that I need so I can make a decision with price action. And it'll be just much more efficient. That's why I wanna put a pause on manual trading for now, because there's a more efficient way for me to manually trade and I just have to wait on the tool set. On top of that, there's no setup. It's been a very negative week. We're still over break even, which is fine. I'm okay with that, of course, because we're not in drawdown. Yeah, I just wanna focus on back testing, and then I have a shit ton of editing to do as well. So this chart's gonna get turned off. My setup's not there. I don't care about it right now. We'll be back anyways. It's not a big deal. So close the charts. I'll cross off AM. I'll check it off AM because I still showed up. I still visually checked for my setup and my setup wasn't there. So I'm not losing my shit because of that. I'm just gonna turn it off and be the disciplined person that is required for me to stay profitable. I still have to finish my workout, about 25 minutes. So we're gonna bang that out really quickly. Abs and legs. Yeah. The reason I'm making my own pre-workout is because other pre-workouts, like I was reading, bro, I couldn't find all natural pre-workout. There's this one, but this one's expensive and I'm not gonna pay like, I think it was 70. That's ridiculous, bro. I'll make my own. And then things like this, bro, like these just have too much, just garbage, bro. Like Razomania, I know for a fact that has artificial flavoring and shit. And I just don't like putting that type of stuff in my body. So that's why I'm making my own. Yeah, bro. I mean, you can just literally look at this shit and be like, yeah, that's not good. That's no bueno. Unicorn juice? What the fuck is that, dude? Like, you think I'm gonna put that in my body? Nah, bro. That shit'll turn you gay. That shit'll turn you gay, bro. Like Skittles, dog. I'm straight, dog. I don't need any of this fruity shit. I don't need it. I bet none of this even tastes good, bro. One serving has like 300 milligrams of caffeine. That's way too much, brother. I don't even like caffeine as it is. I like staying away from caffeine. The powder I got is 100 milligrams per serving, which is perfect. That's all you need. That's all you need, brother. That's all you need. So getting that pre-workout, and I'm gonna start waking up consistently on a daily basis, even weekends, 3 a.m. to 7 p.m. And I'm gonna structure my day around that to be more consistent and efficient. Because usually I just write the things down and I don't put a time frame on it. And it fucks with my sleep because things would bleed over and then I would end up doing something very late at night that I shouldn't be doing. I should be sleeping. So setting a time from 3 a.m. to 7 p.m. is hopefully gonna keep me more focused on what's important and when it's important. So when I'm done with something, I can just move on quickly rather than staying fixed on it. Like for example, if I'm backtesting can be one of those things where I'm just backtesting and I'm in it, bro. And it says here 4 hours, but I can easily go 6 hours just backtesting because you just lose yourself. You just lose yourself in time when you're one, having fun, and two, like just being productive. right? Remember, we're addicted to progress here. So we can easily go 6-8 hours just at the desk and bang out a bunch of work. Now, the reason there's time limits on that work is because we need to recharge our brain, one, and two, we need to focus on other things. We can't just be a one-trick pony, right? Workout complete, man. I kind of don't want to show the pump. I'm not going to show the pump. You guys will see tomorrow's pump, and I'm going to look like a beast because we skipped the pump day. Because y'all didn't see me today. I'll look even bigger tomorrow by like the smallest fraction. But the pump tomorrow is going to go crazier because you guys are not seeing today's pump. So keep you watching. Or you can just skip to the next pump. Whatever you want to do, my friend. The infamous one-arm push-up, my favorite flex. I never was able to do a single one-arm push-up, and obviously I've gotten stronger because now I can do reps of one-arm push-up. I remember falling flat on my face, even just coming down on that one-arm push-up. Not only the one-arm push-up, but I can now do muscle-ups, handstand push-ups. I can do levers, kind of, not really. I can hold them for a millisecond or two, but the important thing is I'm getting stronger, bro. And one of my favorite is the one-arm chin-up. It's a really good pump on the bicep, and I think I max out at around 3 reps, and it's really good. It gets the pump on the bicep nicely, better than curls, faster than curls, obviously, because 3 rep max, and you're gonna see me do it here, and it's honestly one of my favorite for the biceps right now. I'm getting tired of talking. I have nothing else to say. I'm literally doing one take for every voiceover. I'm just rambling. I can't, I want to go to sleep. I have nothing else to say. I just want to put music over the rest of these workout videos and just post this, dude, because I've been at my desk for around 14 hours, bro, straight just grinding. I'm going to find some shitty music and throw it over this. Enjoy the music, my friend.
sense about that.
Tell him don't play with me, bitch, I got gang with me. Niggas want trade with me. I been up late, viewing tape for the sake of it. Heart do the race on stage, I got here to the great legs. Slitty slide in the rap like a raid, full tank in it. I been clearing space for me, I been feeling great lately. Everything I'm touching now, it been on way to me. Yeah, I'm just trying to take it in. Say she done making friends, she through with it. Talking about she craving it, she just wanna take it in. Okay, she bad, but I think we better stay friends. Look at what I'm doing now, I've been on this labor. If the shots is going in, niggas know I'm taking them. They hate to see me score again. I've been doing war within, I just want the glory, friend. See that expression on your face is so valid to me. Why so serious? Niggas gotta deal with me, heavy on that chill shit. I've been up recording, know the money tree, leaves falling. I don't know what boredom is. Stealth when I slide through the town with who I build with, who I run the field with. I'm staying safe and treacherous. They calling me the letterman. I be serving quotes, it's not a better man. It's the regimen. What I'm doing now, nobody.
If you have something to say about the holy socks that I am currently wearing, or rather, was wearing in this video, you can talk to my floorboards that have nails sticking out of them. I once tried to run away from my psycho ex, and I left a note saying that I was going to live with monks, and I genuinely was, because I love their lifestyle. And I'm bringing this up now because one thing monks do well is endure pain. And that's exactly what I'm doing here, and I mean, it's worked so far. Unfortunately, I don't have a bald brother to hit me, so I have to hit myself. And I also don't have the traditional bamboo stick, so I have to make do with what works.
I be on a job up late, I be running plays on the way, baby, oh, me. I be on a job up late, I be on the go and it shows no slow me. I be counting paper on the plane, I be running plays on the way, baby, oh, me.
Two things. I have API access for options data. So now, first of all, I have better option chains. So let's put in SPX, for example. I have better option chain. Like this is live option chains, so it's way better. Second, I can pull this data out with my API, which is what I'm trying to figure out now. So free API access, which is why I'm using them. I can pull this options data straight from it and then use the tool set that I'm building on Python. Now, second, my trade just closed literally, but I entered here as this candle was coming up, so I had all this drawdown. Look how close that was to my stop loss, brother. Look how close that was to my stop loss, and I risked a full 500 on this, full 1%. I was ready to I was right there, dude, to close the chart. But the difference that I did on this to actually win the trade, I set a take profit. So I usually don't set a take profit because I like to let them run. And I realized that's been holding me back because yesterday's trade and the trade before that both hit my take profit, but I was being greedy and holding out. If you guys remember, the losses are on here. But here I set my take profit, it touched it, wicked back up. Guess what? This trade counts as a win. Why? Because it hit my take profit. So from now on, we're gonna use take profits and it should help me to get more consistent wins. The account is back up to 676 positive. This was like a 1.6 R trade, which is nice. Yeah, dude, hit my take profit. I'm ready to close the chart. I know we came into this week with like 900. Let's take a look, let's pull it up. So I know we came into the week with 900 positive and then, oh boy. Yeah, 933. The account is now at 600. Why is that negative, bro? Why is that negative? It shouldn't be negative, brother. The account never dropped to that. Why is that negative? Wait, is this 626? Yesterday? Hold on, wait a minute. That's not what the account was at. I took a trade yesterday and I forgot about it. But even then, the trade that I took yesterday didn't bring me into that much drawdown. I don't remember if I recorded it or not. Hopefully I did. But yesterday's trade didn't bring me into drawdown. I'm not sure why it's saying it did. I guess it did. Maybe, bro. Anyways, regardless, I made back most of the profits that we lost this week. So we're only down 300 this week, which is, it sucks, but I mean, it's better than being down a full 900, which was last week's complete profits. So at least we didn't blow all of the profits. I'm trying to pull up TradingView again so I can see the fucking account. Yeah, so, whoa. That's how accidental orders happen, brother. Oh, see, I just opened it and it was ready to take an order. Like, I didn't come here for that. 670 76. I guess I did then. I guess I did take a trade and bring the account to drawdown. I don't remember if I recorded it. I don't think I did. I think that was a PM trade. I don't know. Yeah, dude. We're back up to some profit. We didn't blow all of last week's profit, which is nice. But at the same time, I am in drawdown for the week, which is not nice because I feel like a fraud. But I mean, hey, that's what the channel is about, dude. I'm showing everything. Regardless if I win or I lose, it's gonna be uploaded, brother. It's gonna be uploaded. I don't care how I feel. This is the game, bro. This is the game. This is how it goes. So that's manual trading, but now I just want to jump into the options data set algo. That's it for the day. I'm not touching PM. I'm just gonna jump into building this tool set for reading options data now that I have access to API and live data streams. So I'm gonna get into this, and then hopefully I can have this running by today. That way I can go into it next week and I can focus on editing for the rest of the day, and then also back testing as well. I'm gonna get into dev work. I'm not gonna record it because, well, I could. I'm not going to. I'm just gonna build the tool set, and then once I have the tool set running, debugged, everything is running perfect, and I'll show you guys how I use it, and then I will give you guys the code so you can use it yourself, and then we'll go into next week using the tool, and then next week we'll also be doing back testing, and I'll be posting back test videos as well as the weekly vlogs and some more shorts. Plan is, and I don't know why I was talking with it recording the tape, my bad. The plan is to have one daily shorts every single day. We're doing a short every day. We're posting like a 4-hour work session, a 4-hour work session of either back testing or whatever dev work I have going on, and simultaneously while we're doing dev work we'll be trading on the side, manually trading, waiting for our setup. If our setup comes, we'll flip from the chart to dev work, chart to dev work, chart to dev work, and that's how it'll just be for like 4 hours in the morning. And I'm thinking about doing live streams for that, but for now I'm just gonna keep it just a raw video, just unedited. Just click record on OBS, and once I start getting more comfortable with doing those work sessions and talking, I'll get into live streams. Content's getting a big upgrade moving forward because I'm also thinking about getting a new camera. Using the phone is cool and all, but I need a face cam that is high quality for my work sessions and potentially live streams. But yeah, I'm gonna get to working on this tool set for the options tape, and then I'll just carry on with the rest of my day, and eventually we'll get into back testing. So there's a problem. The options tool set is done, right? It's complete. It works perfectly fine, but the API access that I have, the broker, Tradier, they only allow you to have access to indexes and not futures pricing. Because of this, there's a price mismatch and misalignment because futures pricing and index pricing has spread onto it. They're different, right? One is inflated, the other isn't. There's like a $200 difference. This means that it's not as accurate, and I'm in a top step challenge, so I'm forced to trade futures. Now, I can still use it for directional bias. However, it won't be as accurate with strike pricing, so I can't really use the tool to its full availability, which is not ideal, right? Because I just spent hours building this tool and I can't even use it, which is my fault because I should have done the research. I could trade indexes on a different account, whether that be prop firm or self-funded, and I would have more of that edge from the tool that I built. I'm thinking of opening a new prop firm challenge. I just don't like the idea of not finishing what I already started. Yeah, dude, it sucks because I want to finish what I started on the top step, but at the same time, I want to use the tool that I just created and have that edge that I was, working towards. And I'm going to show you how the tool works. So this is it. Essentially, it runs on a loop, pulling the tape data and then giving me what's most important to look at. So we have gamma exposure, total GEX, which is calculated within the code. This isn't usually given to you in the tape. So this is calculated using gamma. It calculates max pain. It calculates the top 3 open interest strikes, the volume flow, if it's new or old flow. It also gives you the implied volatility, gives you the IV skew. It also gives you 0 DTE activity. So all contracts are based, so all this striking is based off 0 DTE, but it's giving you certain strikes with bullish or bearish. I'm gonna have to figure out how to learn this tool as it goes along. And then it gives you delta, gamma, and then dealer bias, which is long right now. And then it updates and it runs on a loop and it keeps giving you. Now what I really really like about this tool is that over time, you're going to see how these things change, right? You're going to see how numbers change. And that's the biggest thing to look at. So like, for example, if I'm looking at IV, I'm using IV because it's the most simplest. For IV to change, let's say right now it's at 4.83. And let's say as price keeps updating and updating, we can see a slow flip of the IV. Those are the type of changes we want to look for because that tells us a lot more information than what's just actually on one set of numbers. And then we can also use OI as an example. So we can see OI rising or decreasing over time as this runs on a loop. And that's the most important. Right now, everything seems to be the same. It updates on a 30-second interval, which is probably too short because as we can see, everything stays the same. I haven't seen a single change. I think it updates on a 15-minute. Everything has remained same, it seems. Yeah, it's stayed the same. There might be something behind that. It might be a bug, or it might be just because I need to update it less frequently. But that's something I'll figure out in the future. Right now, I think I'm done with dev work. Check time. Yeah, I'm done with dev work. It's time to eat some protein, and then I gotta edit some content. So I have the tool. I'm using it on a futures. We're gonna see how this works with price being different with futures and index data, but I'm still gonna use the tool and see if it works. Right now, dealer bias is long, mainly bullish. New flow at these strikes, which is useless because remember, this is a different asset pricing than the futures contracts. And then we have GEX long as well, and gamma flip zone, which is kind of useless. Max pain, useless. This is what I'm talking about. If I can have the correct index, so NDX down here, then I would be able to use the strikes. But because pricing is different, but the chart still moves in the same direction, I can still use things like dealer bias and activity here, which is primarily bullish. So that's what I'm going to use, and we're going to see how this turns out. Yeah, dude. So right now we're on the PM session. This is lunch hour. We just swept lunch low, and I'm going to wait for a long entry on the 3-minute or the 1 minute. Well, on the 5-minute, 3-minute, or the 1 minute. And we're going to see how this works. Dealer bias is long. Max pain, I'm assuming, is somewhere up here. What a fantastic way to end the week. So, I took a long and it was valid. I mean, this was the setup, dude. There's a market structure shift here. There was a 3-minute gap here. Was it? Or no, it wasn't a 3-minute gap. Let me zoom in. Okay, so we shifted market structure and then I got in on this order block. Price came down, price came up, and then price shot down. And I mean, dude, how do you, like, what is this candle, bro? 1342, there's no news, there's nothing, bro. It just swept. So yeah, I mean, you can't expect that. You literally can't, bro. Like, it's just the most random just expansion candle ever. We swept sell side liquidity. I got my entry and I got taken out. I mean, that's that. So yeah, dude, I didn't risk much. I risked like 250. We're back down to 392. At least it's not, at least I still have some winnings from earlier. I didn't blow all of it. But yeah, dude, that's the game, dude. It's the game. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. There's a thin line between love and hate, right? Yeah, you gotta love it though. I'm done. That's my one trade for the PM. Y'all saw the trade for the AM. This was a winner. This was a clear loser. And yeah, I mean, I risked 500 on this. I gained 1.5 R. Y'all saw it earlier. I don't remember. I risked like 250 on this trade and I lost, and I was going for a 1.5 R as well. But yeah, one trade in AM, one trade in PM. Winner, loser, who cares? I'm done. I'm done, bro. I gotta figure out how to use this properly, and I gotta figure out if I'm going to make the switch and change to indexes instead of futures. If it's updating it, it works properly. It just works with NASDAQ indexes, the index of NASDAQ, not the futures. So I'm going to find a prop firm that allows me to trade the index so I can use this data properly. This tool is insane, bro. I have a manual here that shows how to use it, and it breaks everything down, and just, dude, this is nuts. So we have gamma exposure, total GEX, gamma flip zones, max pain. We have the top 3 open interest strikes. And then we have volume flow, so we can see where new volume is at, essentially showing where institutions are placing big orders. Then we have the implied volatility, including the skew. And then we have the 0 DTE activity, which shows bearish or bullish flow. Right now we're bearish heavy. And then we have the delta gamma exposure, delta gamma, and then dealer bias, which is currently long. And this is on a loop and it runs every 30 seconds. And this I can use to pair with price action and just just extract profits. I can also build bots using this tool, use this as signals, and so much more.
Alright, so going into next week is exciting because I now have a new tool set to trade with, and I also have a new schedule to work with. So we're gonna focus heavy on back testing next week. We're gonna focus heavy on manually trading, but manually trading with the tool that I built and using that to its fullest advantage. And hopefully we can gain some edge with this new tool that I built. You guys have seen the tool. I've explained it already, so there's no need for me to go over that. Next week, we're gonna focus heavy on back testing. I want strategies, bro. I need strategies. And I'm gonna start recording that, and I'm gonna post all of the raw. I'm gonna start recording all of my 4-hour work sessions for back testing, and I'm gonna post that raw and unedited on YouTube daily. So there's gonna be that with the added weekly vlog, which will come out sometime on the weekend or Monday. I'm also going to keep including the shorts and keep those going as well, and just pump out content while trying to focus on work as well. Funded account is at 300 positive. There's still a lot of profits to be made on that. Yeah, dude. Funded account is iffy. I'm still gonna trade it because I started it, dude. You gotta finish what you start. So either I'm gonna blow it or I'm gonna pass it, but I'm not gonna keep it stagnant. That's for sure. I found a new prop firm that trades indexes and is quite decent. And so I want to get into that prop firm starting next week as well, maybe, because that prop firm will give me more edge with this tool set, because it's going to be trading indexes instead of me being forced to trade futures, which we already talked about, the misalignment with pricing, my tool set, and top step futures. All that being said, I'll see y'all next week.